Okay, so we're back on here. Second half, or second third of this Romeo y Julieta tubo number 1. Cigar is getting a little bit more coffee-ish. The wood is getting a little bit more cottony. Getting slight hints of floral, kind of like maybe rose or something. A little bit more peppery. Creamy undertone is definitely still there. Very creamy smoke, these Romeo y Julietas. If you like that kind of heavy cream flavor, or heavy cream is like a flavor and a feel, you know? I mean, when I get that heavy cream sensation, it's kind of like the smoke feels thick, like creamy thick, and then there's that taste of sweet cream. So kind of what I mean when I say creamy. So, if you like that kind of a thing. The cigar is getting a little bit more cottony. So, usually when you light a cigar and in the beginning you get a lot of wood flavors, sometimes that wood in the second third, and then especially in the final third, it can change into a more cottony thing. And cotton means, you got cotton mouth, you're just kind of drying your mouth out a little bit, you need to drink more water. When you get that cottony sensation, it means that there's a lot of tannins in the cigar. And some of my other reviews, I mentioned that a very tannic cigar is a great candidate for aging, because the more tannins that you have in a cigar, the better the second maturation is going to be. So the second maturation is from about 7 years in to 15, 20 years. Depends on the cigar of aging. And, and during that time, the tannins are breaking down. So when the tannins break down, they create new flavors. If you have a cigar that's very tannic, you're going to have a lot of new flavors created in that third and final maturation period. So, it's not always good to have a lot of cottony feeling, but it is also good that when you get the cottony feel, it means that if you're patient on these cigars, you're going to have really, really excellent cigars in the long term. So that brings me to aging. So, when you get cigars that come in tubos, it's a really good idea to first, unscrew them a little bit. Just don't take the screw off completely. Just slightly unscrew it, one turn or something. And cigar's in there, and it's got the cedar. And stick these in your humidor for about a week or 2 weeks. And let that humidity and temperature and everything acclimate. Then, after that time, you want to just close it up really tight, put it away, and don't touch it. Okay? So, the cigar will age beautifully in these things because it's in a sealed vessel. So, usually cigars, when they're aging, especially in the first maturation, they're giving off a lot of gases. And so that's a great thing, that those gases are going to react with the cigar too, so to make it more flavorful. So, when you open your humidor, all those gases escape. And your cigars lose that. So it's not a good idea to constantly be opening your humidors. Don't do it. I know you want to do it, but it's not good. It's all the gases, all that aroma, everything is going to escape, and your cigars are going to kind of be minus. They're going to lose a lot of those chemicals that enhance the aging, the flavor aging in the first maturation. So a little bit bready, but yeah, very cottony. So another thing about aging is, the cigar is aging by breaking down chemicals and stuff, and the tobacco is kind of undergoing a elongated fermentation process. You're kind of breaking down nicotine, you're losing a little bit of nicotine, your cigar's getting a little bit more mellow, that kind of thing. That's what aging is all about. But also, when you have cigars aging, there's in the binder and the filler and the wrapper, each bunch of leaves, and leaf as in the wrapper, has oils in it. And over time, those oils are going to mingle or marry, and that will enhance the blend of the cigar. So that's a great thing to do, is age your cigars. And after, sometimes you get this oil slick on the cigar. Like some cigars age, some blends age, where after a few years they just look so shiny and oily, right? Other cigars age where they're going to get a lot of plume, okay? Where they're going to have that fine crystalline material. It's almost going to look like mold. It's not mold. If it's very crystalline and shiny, it's plume. So, those are things that happen with oils in the leaves. A little toasty, sweet. It's a good cigar. However, when you have a humidor, and I have a lot of my humidors are like this. I have 3. If you have different cigars stacked on top of each other, the oils are going to come out and they're going to start to mingle and marry on the wrapper to wrapper on other cigars, with other cigars. So, if you have, like a Romeo y Julieta next to some kind of an American, Maduro blend, a very oily black Maduro cigar, the flavors between those two cigars are going to mingle. So you're going to lose the characteristic of the Romeo y Julieta, but it would gain the characteristic of that Maduro cigar if it were just the two together. But if you have 150 cigars and maybe 5 of them are the same or whatever, so you got groups of 5 cigars and stuff, well, all those cigars are going to mingle also, so you're going to create this kind of almost like a new blend of your special humidor taste, flavor, and smell. So it's probably not a good idea to age your cigars long term in the humidor. Okay? The best thing to do about aging cigars is to age them in the box that they came in. That way, from cigar wrapper to cigar wrapper to cigar wrapper, those oils are not transferring and mixing. Okay? If you have all the same cigars and all those oils are mixing, oh, you're going to have an awesome, awesome aged group of cigars after some time, oil-wise. So, the tubos, however, if you screw your cigar on here and put this, seal this in real tight, the cigar is going to age, but it's not going to have any cigars next to it. So that's kind of a cool thing about these, is you can put these and age them in your humidor. with other cigars, or you can mix them in groups and bundles of different cigars, because they're not going to affect the other cigars, and these are not going to also, they're not going to be affected. So they're just aging alone, solo. You know, so cigars wanting to go out here. But it did go out actually. Light this back up. Great draw. Nicotine's starting to hit me a little bit. Nicotine's always stronger in younger cigars. Floral, a little green. Still very cottony, very tannic. I'll get into this thing, and in the final third I'll come back and give kind of my final, ratings or review punchline.